upset of a team that had a bye in the opening round of play. Meanwhile, LBW does not want to suffer the same fate as their predecessors, as in Wallace-Dothan, two teams that got a bye and didn't have to play yesterday. Taking a look at that Central Alabama lineup, as Hammonds will fly out to right field, T.J. Dunsford for the catch. Kevin Ayala batting first, Jake Hammond second. Zach Johnson is the three-hitter. Central Alabama's got Jacob Smith batting fourth, Arwen Burgos fifth, Brent Honecker sixth, J-Fat Rosado is the seven-hitter. Bryce Knox in the eighth spot, and Braxton Piper is batting nine. Base hit for Zach Johnson.
Johnson on the hit brings up catcher number 10, Jacob Smith.
Two gone and a two-out base hit from Zach Johnson. Base runner on for Jacob Smith. Saints putting Drew Hurst on the hill. Behind the plate is Brock Holland. First baseman Shelton Arroyo. At second, Terrence Grimes. The shortstop is Aiden Amos. Joshua Shelley over at third. Left field, Alex McCraney. Center field, Jackson O'Brien. T.J. Dunsford is in right. And there you have the Central Alabama offense, LBW defense. Over to first with the throw, and safely back goes Zach Johnson. Second game in a row that we have had a Jacob Smith. And a Jacob Smith batting in the 9 spot for Wallace-Dothan in the game that preceded. Over towards right field, but foul by Smith. And a Jacob Smith batting fourth in this one for Central Alabama. Arwen Burgos on deck. Johnson with his lead over at first. Hurst gives him a glance. And then it's one hopped right back to Hurst.
Hurst on the play.
4 go up, 3 go down, 1 stranded. Nobody scores in the top half of inning 1.
On the mound today, for the Trojans, number 21 from Mooney, Alabama, Caleb Jackpo. Leading off the bottom of the first for LBW, number 2, third baseman, Joshua Shelley.
Bottom of the first, Joshua Shelley starting in for the Saints. TJ Dunsford batting second. Terrence Grimes third. Shelton Arroyo is the 4-hitter. Brock Holland batting fifth. Aiden Davis sixth. Dominic Scavone is the 7 guy, and Joshua Shelley drops it into right field for a leadoff single.
Brings up right field number 24, T.J. Dunsford.
Alex McCraney batting 8th. Jackson O'Brien 9th for the Saints. Caleb Jatko getting the start on the hill for Central Alabama, who were 12-2 winners yesterday over Bishop State, earning the right to face the Saints today. Jacob Smith behind the plate. First baseman is Brent Honecker. J-Fat Rosado at second. Jake Hammonds playing short, and the third baseman is Kevin Ayala. And Ayala playing in on the grass, anticipating a bunt. That's a fair ball. Hopped over the head of Ayala. And runners at second and third for the Saints.
Now you got the second baseman, number 3, Terrence Grimes.
Well, if Ayala is playing standard depth, that's a routine ground out. But anticipating the bunt. Playing in, and Dunsford delivers with a double. Couple of base runners on for Terrence Grimes. Shelton Arroyo to the on-deck circle. Central Alabama with Arwen Burgos in left, Bryce Knox in center, and the right fielder is Zach Johnson. Two aboard, nobody gone. Bottom of the first, fouled away by Grimes. The regular season series between these two won by Central Alabama. Took 3 out of 4, but that was then. This is now the conference tournament. Over to first. Able to look back runners is Honecker, and backs his way over to the bag for the out of Grimes.
Now you got his first baseman, number 7, Shelton Arroyo.
One away for Shelton Arroyo. One of the best hitting teams in the conference. As a team, a .332 hitting squad in the Saints, and have scored nearly 400 runs this year. And pops out of the man of Smith, and coming in from third is Shelley. To third goes Dunsford.
Shelley scores on the pass ball.
So the pass ball bringing in a run. And the Saints taking the early lead. And they don't necessarily do it via the long ball. 27 home runs for the Saints this year, and one guy's got most of those by far. Joshua Shelley with 13. Joshua Shelley leading the conference in home runs and RBIs. And a single in and off reaches home on the pass ball. Fouled away by Arroyo. Ayala giving it a look, but it's out of play. This game decides who takes on the Coyotes tomorrow at 11. And tomorrow's 11 o'clock game gets somebody a heck of a lot closer to a potential championship. Arroyo will strike out. First K of the game for Jatko.
Catcher number 29, Brock Holland.
Two gone for Brock Holland. Aiden Amos moving to the on-deck circle. That's a base rip into center field by Holland. It'll bring in Dunsford.
Holland on the hit. Brings in the run.
Third hit in the inning, second run.
Number 19, Aiden Amos.
Aiden Amos to the plate. Dominic Scavone to the on-deck circle. Jadko with a look to the runner at first. 2 runs in, Shelley and Dunsford. Shelley on the pass ball, Dunsford on the single. Two more games to go and 2 elimination games. Bishop State, Wallace, Dothan after this one. And the nightcap has Enterprise State taking on the loser of this one. 2 pitches missing to Amos. Trojans in the second have Burgos, Honecker, and Rosado coming to the plate. 2-0 pitch. Got the outside part of the plate. Gorgeous complex, Chocolaca Park here in Oxford, Alabama. Signature Field, hosting a ton of baseball all year, but especially this time of the year. D2 here this week, Gulf South next week, D1 the following week, and then the high school state championships thereafter. That's a high chopper. Could be a little problematic. Ayala able to get it to first in time to get Amos on the 5-3. The runner stranded, 2 runners in. Saints lead after 1.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Leading off the top of the second, for the Trojans, number 4, left fielder Arwin Burgos.
Top of the second, Arwin Burgos starts it. Brent Honecker and J-Fat Rosado due up in the inning 2. Well, you need to get to the ballpark and enjoy because you miss some stuff. Some stuff you don't see on the stream. In between innings, Larry Thomas heading towards his coaching spot in the box over at third. A little behind the back pass to the umpire with the baseball who caught it with his face mask. Hey, that's stuff you don't get to see watching this time. Okay, maybe it's not quite worth the price of admission as compared to the game itself. Two-one pitch to Burgos. Got the outside part of the plate. Count evens at 2. Drew Hurst, more innings pitched than any other Saint. 56 2/3. About half of those out of the pen, half as a starter. 6-2 with 2 complete games. 55 hits given up. 30 runs, 24 earned, 12 walks, 44 strikeouts. Ground to short, fielded there by Amos, goes to first, and Burgos is out number 1.
Magnus number 27, first baseman, Brent Honecker.
Brent Honecker to the plate. J-Fat Rosado to the on-deck circle. Rest of the Hurst numbers, a .381 ERA, has allowed 4 home runs. Saints pitching giving up 23 long balls this year. 1-0 pitch to Honecker. Count evens up, 1 apiece. Honecker yesterday 1 for 4. Scored a couple of runs, had a single in that lone base hit. Inside pitch to even the count at 2. Lots of sunshine today here in Oxford. It's been kind of a mix though. I've had clouds and have had sun. At the moment, sunny. 83 degrees. 9 degrees above normal. And got a little bit of a breeze out of the south-southeast at 10 with gusts to 20. .84 is what it feels like. Air quality 58 and moderate. UV index 7 and high. So bring the copper tone if you're going to sit in the aluminum stands and watch the game. And I'm looking to the stands. Most of the fans underneath the canopy, metal canopy. There are bleachers down the first and third base side that are not covered. Another one fouled away. Most of the folks don't want to work on the tan, apparently. A handful of spectators probably not working on the tan. That's probably the spot where they brought luck. An appeal down to third to see if Honecker went. He did not. And the count full at 3-2. J-Fat Rosado on deck. That is lifted in the direction of right field. Dunsford watches it sail to the wall. Picks it up at the base of the fence, in with a stand-up double as Honecker.
Second baseman, number 9, J-Fat Rosado.
Honecker's 8th double of the year. And in scoring position for J-Fat Rosado. Well, just as I mentioned, intermittent clouds and sun. The sun goes behind the clouds. On the outside part of the plate to Rosado. Not supposed to be any rain here until late next week. Although there wasn't supposed to be any yesterday, and got to the hotel and phone app said there was some light rain coming in. Couple of strikes on Rosado. Bryce Knox on deck. 0-2 pitch. That's dropped into center field. Base hit. Scooped up by O'Brien. Runners on the corners after back-to-back hits.
23, Bryce Knox.
Bryce Knox coming to the plate. There is a clip of Bryce Knox on our Twitter page. That 2-run shot from a day ago. So be sure to find it, like it, love it, retweet it, share it. All that good stuff. And you can find us on Twitter at JockJive. First pitch, a called strike one to Knox. Braxton Piper on deck. Scavone, McCraney, and O'Brien when you get to the bottom of the second for LBW. That looks like a base hit. It is a base hit. And it potentially ties the game. Honeker's in. Rosado. He'll score 2. Knox with a double. We're tied at 2.
And Rosado. Now your batter's number 14, Braxton Piper.
So Knox, who had 2 RBIs on a home run yesterday, 3 total, has 2 on a double here. 5 RBIs already in the tournament for Bryce Knox. Two apiece, go ahead run in scoring position for Braxton Piper. Ground to short. Calling a run down. That is Knox. He'll get tagged out. And Piper nearly picked off over at first. Well, I know we had a 6, we had a 5, we had a 4 in that put out of Knox.
Number 12, Kevin Ayala.
Lead runner gone, and there's 2 away for the top of the order, Kevin Ayala. Ayala ground into a 4-3 in the first. Jake Hammonds on deck. Bottom third of the order and the bottom of the second for LBW. A couple of teams that combined scored almost 700 runs. Already combined for 4 in this one. Half of what we had in 9 innings in the game prior. 2-1 on Ayala. Three and 1. Jake Hammonds on deck. Two gone, 2 in, 1 on. We are in the top of the second. And that's inside on Ayala.
Ayala draws the walk. And now your batter shortstop.
First Drew Hurst walk
Hammonds.
of the contest. And that's got a couple of runners on, and it's got Brandon Ware coming out of the dugout, making his way to the bump to have a conversation with Drew Hurst. Two game. Saints getting Shelley and Dunsford in the bottom of the first. But the Trojans responding in the top of the second with Honeker and Rosado. on a Knox double. Conversation over. Coach Ware back into the dugout. Back up onto the bump, Hurst. Jake Hammonds with a fly out to right field in the first. Saints trying to wrap up the top part of the inning. Trojans trying to extend it. Nothing in one on Jake Hammonds. And it is nothing in two. Foul off of Hammonds. Batting .290, a couple of home runs, 23 RBIs, 10 doubles. That is fourth best on the team. The 23 RBIs tied for fifth best. 0-2 pitch from Hurst. A little bit outside. Thought about it, able to lay off of the pitch. When you play at 11, lose and you play around 7 or 7:30 tonight. And a shot over towards second. Grimes will give it to Amos. Hammonds wrapping into the 4-6. But 2 runs in, and we are knotted up at 2 going to the bottom of inning 2. I mentioned that clip available on Twitter, the Bryce Knox home run. Also got an Ethan Edge strikeout from the game prior. Edge with a big win, leading his Coyotes to that 4-3, I think that a 5-3 triumph over Wallace Dothan. Those clips and more available by going to Twitter. And of course, you can follow us on Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Instagram, and definitely on YouTube. Trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the weekend. And how many games you got? Let's see here. 10 promised, potential of an 11th. And I think we need about, 95-ish to get to 4,000. So about 5, 6, 7 per game. And of course, you get a lot of extra stuff when you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Looking at the numbers of the prior games, kind of a 50-50 split, a little better than half watched on our website, which is YouTube, about the same amount. On the ACCC Sports Network, single by Scavone.
Let's go, Dominic. Now your batter's left fielder, number 27.
Both teams with 4 hits each. Saints with a base runner, Alex McCraney to the plate. Jackson O'Brien moving to the on-deck circle. Today, the busiest of the 4 days of the event. 2 games yesterday, 4 today. 3 tomorrow, 1 and maybe 2 on Sunday. 1-0 pitch to McCraney. Able to get back safely at first is Scavone. Jadko, almost all of his appearances came as a starter, did make 2 relief appearances during the season. 2 and 3 with a complete game, 35 innings of work, 36 hits given up, 23 runs, 19 earned, 16 walks and 22 strikeouts. Nobody hit a home run off Jadko. And his ERA at 4.89. Two-one pitch to McCraney. That's into the strike zone. 3, 4, and 5 in the Trojan order when you get to the top of the third. Johnson, Smith, and Burgos. Scavone with his lead. It is chopped at by McCraney.
McCraney goes down on strikes. Now your batter's number 23, Jackson O'Brien.
Second Jadko strikeout of the game. And there is one away for Jackson O'Brien. Top of the order, Joshua Shelley is on deck. Couple of strikes to O'Brien. O'Brien batting in that 9 spot. 308 hitter on the year. Couple of home runs, 12 RBIs. Pops that one up. Foul territory. Honecker getting underneath, makes the catch, 2 away.
Honecker on the catch, round 2. Now we're back to the top of the lineup with number 2, Joshua Shelley.
It has been a really good year for Joshua Shelley. 403 hitter, 13 home runs, 58 RBIs. Has a single and a run scored in this one. TJ Dunsford on deck. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Shelley. Swats at it, comes up empty in the count. Evens at 1. A ball, a strike, a runner on. 2 gone here in the bottom of the second. Another one hit to right, but this one looks routine for Zach Johnson. He'll come over and make the catch. And Scavone is left on. 2 done. Tied at 2. We go to the third. It's the 3, 4, and 5 spots due up for the Trojans.
15, Zach Johnson.
Can't get a lot more even. 2 runs, 4 hits. No errors committed by either team. Trojans have left 3 on. Saints have left 2 on. Zach Johnson with a single in the first. Lifts this one in the direction of right field. Dunsford there for the catch, and Johnson out number 1.
Now you got his catcher, number 10, Jacob Smith.
Jacob Smith ground into a 1-3 put out in the first. Arwen Burgos on deck. Saints 2 runs in the first. Central Alabama 2 runs in the second. A 1-out single from Jacob Smith.
Smith on the hit. Brings up number 4, Arwen Burgos.
Arwen Burgos next. Brent Honecker, the on-deck circle. Updating you on scores from games already played. 3. Coastal North 9-5 over Enterprise State. In 6, Central Alabama a 12-2 winner over Bishop State. Those were yesterday's games. And then this morning, Coastal North 5-3 over Wallace Dothan. Another base hit, back-to-back singles, Smith and Burgos.
Now brings up first baseman, number 27, Brent Honecker.
Couple of base runners on for Brent Honecker. J-Fed Rosado to the on-deck circle. Honecker with a double and a run scored. That happened an inning back. A second inning that featured a couple of Trojan doubles. Honecker with 1 and Bryce Knox with the other. 1-0 pitch to Honecker. That is sent back up against the screen and out of play. In the direction of right field, Dunsford there makes the catch, and runners will not tag. 2 gone for J-Fat Rosado. Bryce Knox moving to the on-deck circle. Rosado with a single, scored a run in the second inning. Bottom of the third, Dunsford, Grimes, and Arroyo for the Saints. These two teams met the 28th and 30th of March. And when they played in Andalusia, home of the Saints, it was a split. Central Alabama winning the first game 3-2. Saints came back and won the nightcap 6-0. Hit to short, Amos has got it, fires to first, gets the out of Rosado on the 6-3. They met in Alexander City, though, a sweep for the Trojans.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
A reminder, watching the game later is not a problem. There is a little fee involved. It's teeny, it's tiny. Go to the website, click on the link. It gets you to the paywall and pay that little price and get to watch anything that we have archived on JockJive. Not just this tournament. Any and everything. First pitch popped up by Dunsford to the area that he typically roams defensively, right field.
Johnson on the catch, brought one.
One out after Johnson makes the catch. Terrence Grimes next.
Terrence Grimes.
Fourth inning for the Trojans starts with the 8th spot. Knox, Piper, and Ayala all coming to the plate. Jadko and Grimes facing for the second time in the game. Grimes with a ground out to first. One-0 pitch. That is sliced in the direction of the gap. Will it stay up long enough? It will for Zach Johnson, who hit the accelerator. If that hangs a split second less, Johnson can't get to it. But it stays up long enough for him to make the trek towards the fence, brings it in, and there's two gone. Outside with a pitch to Shelton Arroyo. Brock Holland moving to the on-deck circle. Fouled away by Arroyo. LBW, since that loss to this team on the 30th of March, has done nothing but win games. Taking 4 from Bevel State, 4 from Bishop State, and some out-of-conference games. 2 from Faulkner University, 2 from the Spring Hill JV. And we're probably the most rested team coming in. They hadn't played a game since the 18th. So a little better than a week off. Three-one pitch to Arroyo. Chopped up the middle, and that'll be a base hit, 2-out single.
Now your batter's your catcher, number 29, Brock Holland.
Brock Holland coming to the plate. He drove in a run in the first. 1 for 1 in the game. Aiden Amos moving to the on-deck circle. In a 2-2 game. That is shot down the line but foul. Didn't have a home run in the opening game tonight. That's the first of the 3 played thus far that didn't have a round tripper. And a home run per game yesterday. Tyler Wave in the first game for the Coyotes. And for the Trojans, Bryce Knox. And both shots were 2-run shots. One pitch fouled away by Holland. One ball, couple of strikes. Aiden Amos on deck. Base runner at first, Arroyo. Back-to-back singles. That went into left field for Holland.
Now batting is your shortstop, number 19, Aiden Amos.
Couple of base runners on for Aiden Amos. Dominique Scavone to the on-deck circle. Amos ground into a 5-3. He was the last out in the first inning. ACCC games featured 3 times this year as the ALA-BCA game of the week. The Central Alabama LSU Eunice single game doubleheader between Bishop State and LBW, and then Snead State and Shelton State. Calumet in 1 on Amos. And speaking of Snead and Shelton, they're right there near the top in D1. Sliced in the direction of right field and over to make the catch, a second baseman, Rosado.
Rosado on the catch. LBW scores no runs on 2 hits, leaves 2 on base.
2 are left on.
And we go to the
Nobody
top of the 4th.
scores. We are
It's
going to the
still 2-2.
4th in a 2-2 game.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Laying out the top of the 4th for the Trojans, number 23, center fielder, Bryce Knox.
Top of the 4th, 8-hitter coming to the plate to start it off, Bryce Knox. Braxton Piper and Kevin Ayala due up in the inning, too. Well, it was pretty much even after 2, and it's still pretty much even. not only in the run department, in the hits department, and in the left on base department, and in the lack of errors department. An appeal to see if Bryce Knox went. He did not. Five RBIs thus far this week for Bryce Knox. And the only way to pick up an RBI here is to hit his second home run of the series. In rare current company, as far as the long ball is concerned, just two in that category. Into center field, Bryce Knox with a single to start off the fourth.
Now your batter is designated hitter number 14, Braxton Piper.
So a base runner aboard for Braxton Piper, top of the order. Kevin Ayala moving to the on-deck circle. Piper hit into a fielder's choice that resulted in Bryce Knox getting picked off on his way to third. Showing bunt, pulls back, pitch outside of the zone to Piper. Wind was already steady at 10, gusting to 20, but picking up a little bit. Bunt attempt, count even at 1. Looking to see if things have changed. They haven't much wind-wise. Bunting back over to Hurst. Resisted the temptation to look at second and go that direction. Sacrifice moving Knox into scoring position. And there is one away with Kevin Ayala coming to the plate. Well, I wondered why the wind picked up, and then all of a sudden it dawned on me. Yep. He's in the house. Barry Dean has brought wind with him everywhere he's gone this year. Inside with a pitch. Ayala ground into the 4-3 and walked. Into the 4-3 in the first and walked in the second. Jake Hammonds on deck. Pitch just a little bit outside the Hammonds. One ball, one strike. Hurst giving a look to Knox in scoring position at second, trying to break apart the 2-2 tie. And if Ayala can't do it, drive him in from second. Jake Hammonds will give it a shot. Knocked down at first by Arroyo, able to get it to first to Hurst cover.
Arroyo to Hurst with the out.
Knox will go to third. Ayala wraps into the 3-1.
That brings up number 1, your shortstop, Jake Hammonds.
2 going for Jake Hammonds. Hammonds 0 for 2 in the game. Popped out to right, ground out to second. That is a foul ball in the direction of third. Diving over is Shelley. But it's in foul territory. Back to the plate will come Hammonds. Back to third, Bryce Knox.
The park here, if you would retrieve those and bring those to the nearest dugout. Thank you.
Zach Johnson on deck, bottom third of the order when you get to the St. Fourth with Scavone, McCraney, and O'Brien. All due up. 2 more games to go. 2 games that will take 2 from our field of 6. We'll have 4 tomorrow. Still playing baseball. And it's hit well towards center field. On the run, trying to catch up with it. O'Brien over his head to the fence. On his way to third is Hammonds. He'll get there easily. And in will come a run to make it a 3-2 game. Knox scores.
Zach Johnson.
Jake Hammonds, triple number 2 on the year. Central Alabama, their first lead, 3-2. Low and away with the pitch to Zach Johnson. Scavone, McCraney, and O'Brien in the bottom of the 4th. Chopped over towards Grimes, gobbles it up, goes to first, gets the out of Johnson. On the 4-3, a runner stranded, but a runner's in. Trojans take the lead and bring it to the bottom of the 4th.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th for LBW, number 15, Dominic Scavone.
Bottom of the 4th gets underway. A 1-run lead belongs to the Trojans, taking their first advantage of the game. Bryce Knox coming in. Jake Hammonds drives him in on the triple. And the triple came with 2 gone. Knox got on with a leadoff single and came in with the 2-out triple. Dominique Scavone, Alex McCraney, Jackson O'Brien. Here in the Saint half of the 4th. Scavone with a single in the 2nd. One of the 6 Saint hits in the game came in the 2nd inning in leadoff fashion. One-two pitch, just a little bit outside. Jatko thinking he might have nibbled the edges, but instead a little wide with the pitch, and the count evens at 2 on Scavone. Saints hoping to respond to the run that played it in the top part of the inning. Trojans want to preserve the lead and take it to the 5th. Fouled away by Scavone. Well, we've gotten word that in the upcoming ball game, Bishop State home team against Wallace Dothan in the first of a couple of elimination games. Wrapped over to Hammonds at short.
Hammonds on the play for out one.
6-3 goes the put out.
Now your batter's number 27, Alex McCraney.
One out for Alex McCraney. McCraney struck out in the second. One of a couple of strikeouts for Caleb Jatko. Outside of the strike zone to O'Brien. I think that to McCraney. O'Brien is on deck. Top of the fifth, Central Alabama's got Smith, Burgos, and Honecker all coming to the plate. Jatko's 1-0 pitch. Low and away, 2-0. Two-0 pitch, too low. Count goes to 3-0. McCraney 9 walks this year, a .375 hitter. 3 extra base hits have all been doubles. Taking and delivering is Jatko. McCraney struck out in the second. Back to the plate here in the fourth. And he'll lift this one towards shallow right. Onto the grass goes Rosado. He'll make the catch, and there's 2 away.
Round 2. That brings up number 23, center fielder Jackson O'Brien.
Jackson O'Brien next. He popped out first, 0 for 1 in the game. Joshua Shelley moving to the on-deck circle. And he'll get underneath that one too. Foul territory, but maybe a chance for the catch. Wow, what a catch. Reaching over the railing is Honecker. Able to bring it in, and O'Brien will fly out. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the fourth. We go to the fifth in a 3-2 game.
In 1995, the Alabama Baseball Coaches Association has held its annual Coaches Convention, where up to 450 high school and college coaches gather to learn more about their craft from some of the best coaches in Alabama and the country. The annual awards banquet is also held during the convention, where standout high school and college players and coaches from the past season are honored for their success. The banquet's highlight occurs when the new Hall of Fame class is inducted and the Distinguished Service Award recipient is honored.
Laying out the top of the fifth, CAC. Number 10, Jacob Smith.
Top of the fifth, Jacob Smith starts at R1. Burgos will follow. Ground to short, fielded by Amos. Throw to first, and there's a pitch in and out in the fifth. Arwen Burgos 1 for 2 in the game. He's ground out to short and single. Brent Honecker on deck. Burgos ground into the 6-3 in the second. Singled in the third, 1 for 2 in the game. Top of the order to the plate when you get to the bottom of the fifth for LBW. That is hit pretty well left field. It will clear the wall. Arwen Burgos with a solo home run. 5 Hearst home runs given up. And Burgos driving one deep. Second home run of the year. Second of the tournament for the Trojans. And the lead goes to 2. Bryn Honecker next. Drives that one foul. Honecker 1 for 2, a double and a fly out to right field. Off speed is ground foul towards the dugout at first. Home team on the third base side, visitors on the first base side. It's a foul ball in the direction of first, just inches foul. Nothing in 2 on Honecker. 1 away and 1 went way out of the park, about 330 feet. There's a base hit into right field.
Brent Honecker on the hit. Brings up second baseman number 9.
There is activity in the St. Pen. And Drew Hurst has now given up 10 hits in the game. And a little bit of everything. A couple of doubles, a triple, a home run, and the rest singles. Rosado 1 for 2 in the game. And he got hit by the pitch.
Rosado was hit by the pitch. And it brings up number 23, Bryce Knox.
Wasn't long ago that Drew Hurst got a visit. I think it was inning number 3. And here we go with another Brandon Ware trip to the bump. And this one is going to relieve Drew Hurst of his duties. Got a new pitcher coming in, the new guy, and the Hurst numbers when we come back.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
In your batter, center fielder, number 23, Bryce Knox.
Cooper Rogers, the new pitcher. The left-hander has appeared in 12 regular season games and 1 start. The rest in relief, 2-0, 1 save. 14 2/3 innings of work. 14 hits given up, 9 runs. All earned. As this one is ground towards Shelley, tags out the runner, goes to first, still got the out. Honecker trying to slow it down to avoid the double play, but Shelley still tags Honecker and gets Knox at first.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Saints, number 2, Joshua Shelley.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Be sure to follow us and definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. As we get the bottom of the 5th underway. 6th inning is when we're going to take your shout-outs, by the way, if you were wondering. You know, we've been kind of vacillating. 6th inning yesterday, 4th inning in the game prior. 6th inning is when we'll do it in this one. So go ahead and kind of put those thinking caps on. Creative writing skills working. And we'll tell you how to shout in the 6th. Joshua Shelley starting it off. TJ Dunsford. Terrence Grimes due up in the inning too. Into the strike zone to Shelley, who is 1 for 2. Single to right and flew out to right. Three and 1 to Shelley. Shelley walked 25 times this year. That is second most on the team. The only Saint that walked more, TJ Grimes. Fouled away by Shelley. One-run plates at the top part of the inning. The Arwen Burgos homer turns it into a 2-run game here in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to go the opposite way again is Shelley, but pokes it foul. Shelley with a single in the first, came in on a pass ball, and then was the last out in the 2nd inning when he flew out to right field. One hopper grabbed on the backhand by Hammonds. Got into first on the bounce into the mid of Brent Honecker.
Now you batter for the Saints.
One gone for T.J. Dunsford.
Right fielder T.J. Dunsford.
Dunsford has doubled and popped out to right field. The double came in the first and came in on Brock Collins' single. And then his fly out to right field was the shot that began the third. Bottom of the order to the plate when you get to the top of the sixth for Central Alabama. One ball, couple of strikes on T.J. Dunsford. Back to the screen, foul. LBW from Andalusia. Central Alabama from Alexander City. Absolutely no significance, just, interesting that two cities that start with A. Okay, maybe it's not even that interesting, but it's true. 2-2 offering to Dunsford. Andalusia just a hop, skip, and a jump from my home port. Right there on the Florida-Alabama line. And Alexander City, a city we paid a visit about a month ago for the ALA-BCA Game of the Week, lined out to Hammonds at short.
Hammonds on the play for out two. Brings up second baseman number 3, Terrence Grimes.
Two gone for Terrence, or TJ, if you will, Grimes, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Ground out to first, lined out to right field, Shelton Arroyo, moving to the on-deck circle. Tomorrow's baseball starts at 11, 2, and 5 o'clock games. And then your noon and possibly a 3 o'clock game on Sunday. But even with the 3 o'clock game on Sunday, I think you can still make it to the Civic Center to watch the nitty-gritty dirt band in town. Floated towards right field, Zach Johnson stops in his tracks, makes the catch. And it's a 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the fifth.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Trojans, number 14 designated hitter, Braxton Piper.
Top of the sixth, bottom of the order for Central Alabama. Braxton Piper starts it. Kevin Ayala and Jake Hammonds due up in the inning, too. Shot towards short. Fielded there by Amos, goes to first. One out in the sixth. By the way, you notice a number attached to your scoreboard. It's time to get to your shout-outs. We'll do it for an inning. So we'll do it all sixth inning long. And if you're not familiar with shout-outs, here's how it works. You text your shout-out to me at that number on the scoreboard, 334-488-1385. 334-488-1385. Running down the first baseline, but foul by Ayala. And then I read them. That's pretty much the simplest form of describing. Now here's what we'd like in the shout out. Who's it to? Who is it from? And where are you watching the game from? And if you're watching at work and the boss is cool with that, put that on there too, and we'll give them a little free PR. And if you're kind of watching in a unique spot, you know, the dorm, the nursing department. I think I had a text in the game prior. They were texting from the northbound lane of I-65. Yep, I like that stuff. Send it all to that number, 334-488-1385. Do it in the sixth, and I will read it in the sixth. Fouled away by Ayala. Ground into a 4-3 in the first. Walked in the second, ground into a 3-1 in the fourth. Batting in the sixth, 1-2 pitch. Fouled back to the screen. And of course, if your preference is to post your comments on YouTube, that's good too. We just give you a little different avenue by which to express yourself. In the sixth, lifted to center. And there's Jackson O'Brien for the catch.
We're out two.
Two gone for Jake Hammonds.
Jake Hammonds.
Shout out to Jerry Ledbetter from Davis Kilpatrick from Boaz, Alabama. See, had all the key ingredients. To Jerry from Davis from Boaz. That'll work. It's an official text, an official shout out. Strike to Jake Hammonds, who has tripled, flown out, and ground out. 1 for 3 in the game with an RBI. 0-2 on Hammonds. By the way, got the final numbers on Drew Hurst. Saints starting pitcher, 4 1/3 innings of work, 25 faced. No strikeouts, 1 walk, 10 hits, 4 runs, and a hit batsman. One and 2 on Hammonds. 1-2 pitch, too far inside, 2-2. Two gone, nobody aboard, top of the sixth. 1 hour, 26 minutes in. And this one has popped up into shallow right. Grinds on the grass, makes the catch.
1, 2, 3. That's the end of the top half of the sixth.
And the Trojans will go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the sixth. Bottom of the inning and the last of your shout-outs coming up after this.
Leading up the bottom of the sixth, first baseman, number 7, Shelton Arroyo.
Don't forget, want to watch the game later, it is not a problem. Go to the website, click on the link that gives you access to the premium channel, and there you'll subscribe and then watch anything you want for a year. It's on the website. You'll have access to any and everything. Volleyball, baseball, softball, football. Trying to think what else we do. Track and field, lacrosse. As a matter of fact, doing a little lacrosse this weekend in St. Augustine with the Gulf South Conference today and Sunday. And I think in South Carolina on Sunday for the South Atlantic Conference. Arroyo starting it off, Brock Holland and Aiden Amos. Due up here in the bottom of the sixth. Outside with a pitch from Jatko. Who has worked his way into the sixth inning as the Trojan starter. On the inside part of the plate. Count full, 3-2. Jatko, one complete game this year. In foul by Arroyo, who has singled and struck out. Struck out in the first. Had his base hit in the third. Payoff pitch. Hit towards left field. Arwen Burgos there. Makes the catch. There's one away.
That brings up catcher number 29, Brock Holland.
That is 8 in a row now, set down by Jatko. And Brock Holland coming to the plate in the bottom of the sixth. Seventh inning for the Trojans will begin with Zach Johnson. Jacob Smith and Arwen Burgos due up in the inning too. This is one of those tournaments where when you came to the park today, you did not want to be playing 2 games. You wanted to play one. You win, you play one, and that's it. You've won, and you're moving into Saturday. You played 2 today, and that means you lost one of them. And are on the brink of elimination. Wallace Dothan in an elimination game against Bishop State right about 4 o'clock, maybe a little later. Compliments him a 3-hour-plus first game today. And if you're the loser of this one, you got Enterprise State in an elimination game later tonight. Two-1 to Brock Holland. And the count goes even at 2. D1 baseball sees Shelton State with a 1-game lead over Sneed State. They're 23-7, Sneed State 22-8. Off the end of the stick, but right into the mid to first baseman Brent Honecker.
Round 2. Now coming to the plate, number 19, shortstop Aiden Amos.
Coastal South and Northwest Shoals tied for third. And there is Southern Union at 19 and 11, currently 4. Wallace State Hansville currently 5 at 17 and 13. and that's in D1. Will play their postseason tournament in about a week and a half. There's a base hit into center field, 2-out single for Aiden Amos. Base runner on for Dominique Scavone.
Dominic Scavone.
Alex McCraney moving to the on-deck circle. Shout out says the yachts are hot, baby. I think that probably was meant to be yotes. Y-O-T-E-S. But they are hot, that's for sure. Coastal Alabama North, a 9-5 winner over Enterprise State, 5-3 over Wallace Dothan. And into tomorrow's play unbeaten. One of these two teams will head into that game tomorrow against the Coyotes unbeaten. Two-one pitch to Dominique Scavone. Scavone 1 for 2 in the game, had a single in the second, ground into a 6-3 in the fourth. Thought about it, lays off of the pitch. Amos with his lead over at first. Jadko gives him a look. And that is a strike on Scavone. Count runs full, 3-2. Alex McCraney awaiting his chance next. Here's the Jatco full count pitch. It is hit towards right field and right to Zach Johnson. 4 up, 3 down, 1 stranded, nobody scores. To the 7th we go in a 4-2 game.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area, right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat. Top of the 7th, Zach Johnson leading it off. Jacob Smith, Arwen Burgos due up in the inning too.
Johnson with a single, a fly out, and a ground now. And we understand that in D1 baseball, their position's not decided, but the 6 teams that are in to the 8-team tournament, which will also feature a couple of Louisiana squads, decided. So the 6 teams in are Shelton State, Snead State, Northwest Shoals. There's a base hit for Zach Johnson.
Johnson.
The 11th Trojan hit of the game.
Now your batter's number 10, catcher, Jacob Smith.
Jacob Smith, 1 for 3 in the game, coming to the plate. Snead State, Northwest Shoals, Coastal Sound, Southern Union, and Wallace Hansville are all in. Just not sure of the order. And is bunted up and able to get underneath it is Holland. One away, and Arwen Burgos to the plate.
That brings up left fielder, number 4, Arwen Burgos.
Burgos ground into a 6-3 single, then homer. And then combination, by the way, in D1 with the Louisiana mixing with the Alabama schools means that the winner goes on to the World Series. Here, the winner goes on to a district matchup with Region 8 in a 2-out-of-3 series. So you win here, and you still got a little more baseball before getting to the World Series. A little inside with a pitch to Burgos. Base hit into left field. And then it will ricochet off of McCraney, goes into the corner and gives an extra bag. Single and an E7.
Brings up first baseman number 27, Brent Honecker.
And a couple of runners in scoring position for Brent Honecker. Honecker 2 for 3 in the game, has singled, doubled, scored a run. As a couple of guys on here in the 7th. Trying to expand the lead. Nobody today in either game has had a lead bigger than this, 2. Popped up on the infield, Grinds. Able to make the catch behind second. It's a big out for the Saints in trying to keep the Trojans off the board in the 7th. J-Fed Rosado, a single, a ground out, and hit by a pitch. In that D1 tournament coming up, by the way. 6 Alabama teams, 2 Louisiana squads. Amos going to have to hurry it. Won't be able to make the throw. Infield single, and that brings in Johnson from third.
Rosado on the hit. Brings up number 23, Bryce Knox.
Runners on the corners in a 3-run game. And Bryce Knox coming to the plate. The Louisiana teams, the winner of the tournament in Louisiana, which I think is Region 23. will be 2. The runner-up will be 8. Alabama's best will be 1, and second best will be 3, and so on and so forth. Foul back by Knox, 2 for 3 in the game with a couple of RBIs and a run scored. Strike 3 and out will go Knox. 2 runners stranded, but another run's in. Trojans by 3 as we do the 7th inning stretch. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Leading off the block of the 7 for the Saints, number 27, Alex McCraney.
New pitcher is Caleb Ellis in for Caleb Jatko. They swap Caleb's on the hill. Jatko will work 6, face 25. 2 strikeouts, no walks, 7 hits, 2 runs allowed. And hands it over to Ellis. Caleb Ellis working 31 and the 3rd innings this year. A lot of appearances, 24. And all of those out of the pen.
Fans, if you see a foul ball, please retrieve it and bring it to the nearest dugout.
1-2 pitch, fouled away.
Speaking of foul balls, there's one right there. So return it to the dugout. Thank you.
Ellis 2-1 with 1 save, 27 hits given up, 15 runs, 10 earned. 11 walks, 45 strikeouts. If you were to take his strikeouts and average them over a 9-inning game, he would put about 13 Ks on the board per game. Popped up by McCraney. It'll get out of play. Jackson O'Brien and Joshua Shelley due up in the inning, too. A little bit inside with the pitch. But 31 innings, 45 strikeouts. That's about a strikeout and a half per inning. That is shot to second. Rosado there for the catch. Times the leap and gets McCraney.
Now you got a center fielder, number 23, Jackson O'Brien.
One out for Jackson O'Brien. Bottom of the order in the top of the 8th for Central Alabama. Pitch coming into the strike zone to O'Brien, who is 0 for 2 both times. In innings 2 and 4, he popped out to Honecker at first. One pitch. Ground to third. Ayala hops on it, hops up, fires to first. Gets out number 2.
Ayala on the play for out 2. Now we're back to the top of the order. Number 2, third baseman, Joshua Shelley.
Top of the order, Joshua Shelley to the plate. 1 for 3 in the game. Number 1 in the conference in RBIs with 58. Tops in home runs with 13. Saints also have the top base stealer in TJ Grimes with 45. Two-0 pitch to Shelley. Into the strike zone, 2-1. Popped up, Honecker watches it sail out of the park. In foul territory, back to the plate comes Shelley with 2 gone. Here in the bottom of the 7th in a 5-2 game. Two seed and a 3 seed meeting in this one. High pitch and Shelley given a walk.
Shelley draws the walk. Now batters number 24, right fielder, TJ Dunsford.
Throw a base runner on for TJ Dunsford, who is 1 for 3 in the game. Doubled in the first, flew out in the 3rd, lined out in the 5th. Back to the plate in the 7th. Coming inside with the pitch. 8th inning has Piper, the 9 guy, starting it for the Trojans. And now coach coming out to have a conversation with Caleb Ellis. Ellis came into the ball game 4 at-bats ago. That was brief, but it did not look like the most pleasant of conversations. I'm thinking it might have, in more colorful ways, been something like throw strikes. A little high with the pitch. Grinds on deck, Dunsford. Awaiting the 2-0 pitch from Caleb Ellis. And that one misses. 3-0 offering. Got the inside part of the plate. Dunsford doubled in the first and scored a run, then popped out to right field in the third. Able to go over and get it. Hammonds throws it away. And you've got a couple of runners on.
Second baseman number 3, Terrence Grimes.
Terrence Grimes coming to the plate. Grimes 0 for 3 in the game. I think there's a debate in the box as to whether there was an error on Hammonds or a base hit. Couple of runners on for Grimes. High pitch inside. Two and 0. Got to get the impression that the left-handed pitcher turned coach, Larry Thomas, is not going to be particularly patient with walks. And there's been one issued in the inning by Ellis. Tying run at the plate in the form of Grimes. Sent to right field, charging in to make the catch is Zach Johnson. 2 runners left on, and we're headed to the 8th in a 5-2 game.
Hitting off the top of the 8th for CAC, number 14 designated hitter, Braxton Piper.
Bottom of the order in the top of the 8th. Braxton Piper starts it. 0 for 2 in the game. Did lay down a sacrifice in the 4th that aided Bryce Knox in coming home. Top of the order, Kevin Ayala and Jake Hammonds due up in the inning too. Opportunities for the Saints beginning to run out. 6 more outs. Meanwhile, Trojans hoping to use their last 6 outs to widen the gap. 3-0 pitch on the outside part of the plate. Cooper Rogers came into the ball game in the 5th, worked the 6th, the 7th. Still on the hill in the 8th. Leadoff single for Piper. That is hit number 14 for the Trojans.
And that brings us back to the top of the lineup with number 12, Kevin Ayala.
Every game played thus far in this conference tournament has seen at least 20 combined hits. Coastal North and Enterprise State combined for 25. As that is bunted foul by Kevin Ayala. Bishop State and Central Alabama combining for 21. Earlier today, 21 hits in the Coastal North Wallace-Nothan game. And now this one with a total of 21 in the 8th. Count even at 1 on Ayala. Ayala 0 for 3 in the game, walked in the 2nd. Ground out to 2nd in the 1st. To the pitcher in the 4th. Bunt laid down. Runner tagged down. And Piper will move to 2nd.
Now you batter number 1, Jake Hammond.
Jake Hammond's 1 for 4. A fly out, a ground out, a triple, a fly out. Innings 1, 2, 4, and 6. On the inside part of the plate to Hammonds. Bottom of the inning, Aurelio Holland and Amos for LBW. A 1 pitch, fouled away, nothing in 2. Piper taken off from 3rd, thought that was just out of the mitt of Brock Holland behind the plate, but actually fouled away by Hammonds. Zach Johnson on deck. Here is the 0-2 pitch to Hammonds. Ground towards left. That'll be a base hit. Hammonds bringing Piper to 3rd.
Now your batter is number 15, Zach Johnson.
2 hits in the inning, 15 in the game for Central Alabama. Runners at 1st and 3rd. Hammonds at 1st, and 3rd is Piper. Zach Johnson, 2 for 4 in the game. A couple of singles, a run scored. Otherwise, a fly out and a ground out. One-zero pitch, Jacob Smith on deck. It is swung on and missed. Stolen base for Hammonds. No throw with a runner at 3rd from Holland. And a couple of runners in scoring position. Throw coming to the plate. Runner is tagged out. 6-2 put out to get Piper.
So now your batter's number 10, catcher Jacob Smith.
Hammonds to 3rd, but 2 gone. That is going to be called a ball. Runner will come in, and Steve Helms is going to go out to have a conversation with the official. Well, I've conceded it many times. I don't have a clue where the ball is concerned. I need to go to the Harvey Wendelstadt School of Umpiring. Steve Helms, brief discussion, and then back into the dugout, and in to score is Piper. Johnson will go to second on the ball. Jacob Smith stepping in, takes a pitch high and inside. Trojans adding to the lead here in the top of the 8th. Throw down to third, and able to get in safely with the stolen base is Johnson. Jacob Smith with a ground out to the pitcher in the first, singled in the third. Ground out to short in the fifth, and then trying to bunt the runner over in the 7th. Got too much air underneath it. And Holland able to make the catch from behind the plate. 2-0 pitch. Too high, 3-0. Arwen Berg goes to the on-deck circle. Arroyo, Holland, and Amos when you get to the bottom of the 8th for LBW. Hit to short. Amos has got it. Fires to first. Gets the out of Smith on the 6-3, but another run is in. The lead grows to 4 as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
of the 8th, first baseman, number 7, Shelton Arroyo.
Bottom of the 8th, Shelton Arroyo leading it off. Brock Highland and Aiden Amos due up against the new pitcher, Max Bishop. Caleb Ellis will work an inning, face 5. No strikeouts, 1 walk, no hits, no runs. And the reins turned over to Max Bishop. By the way, we had a shout out come in after the 6th, but one nonetheless that said shout out to Max and Emma from Mama in Decatur. I don't know if the Max was the Max on the bump, but there you go, Max and Emma. Arroyo awaiting the 2-1. Too high, 3-1. Max Bishop, the leader in saves, 11 saves this year. Leading by 4 in that category, but will issue a walk to Shelton Arroyo.
Arroyo draws the walk. Now your batter's number 29, Brock Holland.
Brock Holland coming to the plate. 25 appearances by Max Bishop. That's more trips to the bump than any other Trojan pitcher. 3-3 with 11 saves. Outside with a pitch to Brock Holland. 32 2/3 innings of work, 33 hits given up, 14 runs, 18 earned. 12 walks, 27 strikeouts, a home run allowed, and a .220 ERA. On the inside part of the plate to Holland. Aiden Amos on deck. 1-1 pitch from Bishop. Popped up, Honecker may have a chance. He will in front of the dugout at first.
Honecker on the pitch, round 1. Now your batter shortstop, number 19, Aiden Amos.
That's got Aiden Amos coming to the plate. Amos 1 for 3 in the game, is ground out to third, popped out to second, and singled. The single came in the 6th. And that was the last Saint base hit. First pitch called strike to Amos. Dominique Scavone to the on-deck circle. Oh, 1 pitch. A little low, a little inside. Arroyo gets on with a walk. Holland with a flyout. Amos with an even count at 1. Trojans in the 9th, mid part of the order started off. And the guy who begins it is the guy who was slapped a home run in this one, Arwen Burgos. A 1-2 pitch to Amos. Amos the last out in the first inning, last out in the third inning. And a 2-out single in the 6th. Awaiting the 1-2 pitch from Bishop. And Bishop Striking out Amos.
Amos goes down on strikes. Now you batter number 15, Dominic Scavone.
2 gone for Dominic Scavone. Scavone 1 for 3 in the game. Singled in his first at-bat, hitless since. Singled in the second, ground out to short in the fourth. Popped out to right field in the sixth. Arroyo with his lead at first. And a couple of strikes on Scavone. Alex McCraney on deck. Scavone, a .327 hitter. 5 RBIs, 1 extra base hit. Hit toward center field. That will drop in front of a diving Bryce Knox. Rounding third is Arroyo and the Saints with their first run since the first inning. And Dominic Scavone's got his second double of the year.
Number 27, left fielder Alex McCraney.
His 6th RBI. Saints would like to get at least a run or 2 more before going to the 9th inning. Into the strike zone with the first pitch to McCraney. McCraney 0 for 3 in the game. He has struck out, he has popped out, he has lined out. The strikeout came in the second, the pop out the second came in the fourth, the line out the second and the seventh. Jackson O'Brien on deck, a little bit outside with the pitch. Jackson O'Brien hoping it is in the 8th when he comes to the plate, not the 9th. Trojans want to see him leading off the 9th inning. Two hours, 17 minutes into the game. And in the bottom of the 8th with Alex McCraney trying to move over Scavone. And some dirt in the eyes of Jacob Smith. Saw that twice yesterday. Both times with the plate umpire. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 gone, bag runner on bag, make that a base runner on bag 2. Bishop's toss. Now McCraney saying he got the sleeve. Blue says it did not. Here's the payoff pitch from Bishop, who already walked Arroyo. And the Saints made him pay for the walk. Ground to Ayala. He'll whip it over to first, get the out of McCraney on the 5-3. Saints get a run, make it a 3-run game going to the 9th.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Letting on the top of the ninth, number 4, Arvin Burgos.
Top of the ninth, Trojans trying to add a few more. Saints trying to keep it scoreless in the top part of the inning and win it in the bottom part. Burgos, Honecker, and Rosado coming to the plate for the Trojans. Burgos, the game's lone home run, and he'll strike out to begin the ninth.
Burgos goes down on strikes. Now your batter's number 27, Brent.
For Cooper Rogers, that is K number 2. And it's got Brent Honecker coming to the plate. Saints in the bottom of the ninth. Bottom of the order will start it. Jackson O'Brien, then Joshua Shelley, and T.J. Dunsford. Bishop State and Wallace Dothan in an elimination game coming up. Probably somewhere around 5. Nothing in 2 on Honecker. 2 for 4 in the game. A double, a single, couple of flyouts. 1 run scored for Brent Honecker. Oh, 2 pitch. Too high, too far inside. That is well hit towards left field. Off the wall. On his way to second. Honecker with his second double of the game.
With the double. Now your batter's number 9, Jacob Rosado.
And Brandon Ware coming out to the pump. Gave a look to the pin. Don't see anybody yet making their way from the St. Pin to the diamond. And let's see what the plan is where Cooper Rogers is concerned. Came into the ball game in the 5th. Well, there's the decision. Cooper Rogers will go, and a new pitcher is coming in.
New pitcher for the Saints. From Fairhope, Alabama, number 26, Jake DeValk. Ian Rosado is your batter.
One out on the top of the ninth, J. Pat Rosado coming to the plate, facing a new guy on the hill. That is Jake DeValk. DeValk making his 13th appearance. 5-2 with 2 complete games, primarily used as a starter, but we saw him in relief in the Bishop State series. In relief here, wild pitch gets Honaker to third. .42 1/3 innings of work, 47 hits given up. Did I mention the 2 complete games? 33 runs, 27 earned, 23 each in the walks and strikeouts. 6 home runs allowed, 5.74 ERA. Facing Rosado, who is 2 for 3 in the game. Low pitch and a walk given to Rosado.
Rosado draws the walk. Now your batter, center fielder number 23, Bryce Knox.
2 on from Bryce Knox. Knox 2 for 4 in the game. With a double, a single, hit into a double play. Also struck out. Braxton Piper on deck. Rosado taking second. And no throw from Holland with a base runner at third. DeValk in for Cooper Rogers. As this one is hit high into the air. Near second, Grinds making the catch, and there's 2 going.
Grinds on the catch, round 2. Now your batter's number 14, designated hitter, Braxton Piper.
Rogers, 4 innings of work. 17 faced, 2 strikeouts. No walks, 6 hits given up. He is allowed 2 runs and is responsible for 1 of the 2 on. Braxton Piper, 1 for 3. Had a base hit in his last plate appearance, which was an inning back. Led off the 8th with a single. And eventually wound up coming in on a balk. 1-1 pitch to Piper. Did he commit? Blue says no. 2-1. Bishop State and Wallace Dothan both here, and they both play next. Bishop State, the home team in the next game. So they are situated over near the third base dugout, ready to take over where the Saints currently are. Cubs will man first, waiting for the Trojans to clear. Hit to right field and right to T.J. Dunsford. 2 left on. That is 12. Stranded by the Trojans.
Jack still leads,
as the
6-3.
Saints need 3 in the bottom of the ninth.
Leading off the bottom of the ninth for the Saints, number 23, Jackson O'Brien.
We get the bottom of the ninth underway. Bottom of the order will start at Jackson O'Brien. Saints needing 3 as in runs. Central Alabama needing 3 as in outs prior to the 3 Saint runs. 6-3 lead here in the bottom of the ninth. Joshua Shelley. T.J. Dunsford due up in the inning 2. Winner plays tomorrow at 11. Loser plays one more game tonight. That is hit well towards left field, and it will leave the park, but is it foul or fair? It is foul. O'Brien got all of that one, but launched it to the foul side of the foul pole. And it just turned into a long strike 2. Able to reach out and get a piece of it. O'Brien, a couple of home runs, a .308 hitter, 12 RBIs on the year. 5 doubles. He is 0 for 3 today. Reaches for that one and cannot connect.
O'Brien goes down on strikes for out 1. Now your batter's number 2, third baseman Joshua Shelley.
One out for Joshua Shelley as we move back to the top of the order. Shelley 1 for 3 in the game. Singled in his first at-bat. Since then, a fly out, a ground out, and a walk. A little too far inside, 2-0. Bishop, 25 appearances, 32 innings. So he typically doesn't work a whole lot more than an inning or so. And this would fit into the so. Work the 8th. Now working the 9th. Found a way in the count even at 2. TJ Dunsford is on deck. Two-two pitch, too far outside. Here is the payoff pitch from Mark Bishop. Hit towards right field. And there for the catch is Zach Johnson.
Johnson on the catch, round 2. Now your batter's number 24, T.J. Dunsford.
So for the Saints, it is up to T.J. Dunsford. Dunsford 1 for 4 in the game. Doubled, popped out, lined out, reached on a fielder's choice. Tomorrow morning at 11, the battle of the unbeatens could very well be, and unless the Saints turn things around with 2 gone, will be the 3 and the 5. And the advantage of the bye has been wiped out. Wallace Dothan losing in the opening game today to Coastal North. And the Saints on the verge of a loss to Central Alabama. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strike offering, fouled away. An approximate 5 p.m. start for the next game. That is unofficially roughly 30 minutes from now. Strike 3 on the inside part of the plate, and that is your ball game.
Your final score, Pack 6.
Central Alabama
LBW
will take on Coastal Alabama North at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Will play the winner of the Region 8.
Meanwhile, it's another game for the Saints today. They've got Enterprise State somewhere around 8 o'clock tonight. There you see your numbers. No errors committed. Trojans leave 12 and the Saints leave 8. Otherwise, your 16 Trojan hits, 8 for the Saints. 6 Trojan runs, 2 in the second, and then 1 each in the 4th, 5th, 7th, and 8th. Saints 2 runs in the first and a run in the 8th. And game number 2 on day number 2 of the D2 tournament wraps up. Bishop State and Wallace Dothan coming up in about a half hour. We'll see you then. For all the folks with the ACCC and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.